Hey, Jonathan. So I've been trading emails and Slack messages with the team over the last 2 weeks since we got into this crisis, and there's a lot going on, and I know there's a lot of hardship, there's a lot of struggle. I'm dead center in it. It is super tough, right? I'm helping kind of the restaurant owners. I'm trying to help myself, trying to keep us up and running. I love everything about Land of a Thousand Hills. The people, the mission, just the community that you've created. And I continue to try and support it. And so what I wanted to do is I wanted to make a video and just share what I think is possible and what I see can be done. I'm gonna try to just be raw and keep this tight but informative and valuable to you. But I want you to know this comes from a place of love, and I want you just to succeed. I want to see the coffee shop succeed. I want to see the farmers in Rwanda be happy and grateful, and I just want the best. So if you're not in a good place and you already got to figure it out, I love it. You can turn off the video, and I will be a customer forever, and a friend and a supporter forever. So that being said, you asked me to look at the digital strategy that will help the coffee shop grow, succeed, and survive through this challenge. And I've always come directly to you and the team with a mission around brand, with storytelling, and creating sales opportunities in the context and in the moment, using cultural opportunities to bring that forward. And I've shared different decks. I have said texts of things we're going to do. I've sat with a team and we've kind of brainstormed and said, hey, we got to do all these things to achieve our shared passion and result. But we just haven't. And I want to share all those concepts together at once, and where I see where we can take action and where maybe we can pick up resources to do this, carrying this water and executing. But yeah, right. I came in as an advisor to help push and drive. But if the team obviously has had huge changes as a result of this crisis, and I am empathetic to that. I am struggling with that too. But I think you will benefit by kind of hearing this in a different framing. And if not, it's okay. And honestly, if anybody else listens to this, this is an important coffee shop in our community. It's an important coffee shop to many, many people in the world. Fantastic coffee. I'm actually enjoying the last drips of a cup right now. And we're in the middle of kind of this crisis. And I believe that by leveraging content and storytelling through the digital platforms, we not only can sustain through this, but we can also build our community as we're going. So right out of the gate, I want to recommend and reinforce that we move to our media properties online, posting 1 to 2 posts a day on Instagram and especially on Facebook. Those are static posts. Those posts should reflect the current cultural moment. They should be empathetic to it. They should be storytelling, and I'll go into some stories that we can do, and I'll just give you all the answers that I've come up with to date. But we must do that. To date, we haven't posted for 5 days on Instagram, right? There is a need to be connecting and communicating continuously and persistently. This is so important. Now, we might be in the background where a normal person can't see. We might be direct messaging and engaging one-on-one with our thousands of customers, and that's incredible. I just think that there's more opportunity by being continuous and consistent on our platforms. People are on their phones right now at a high extent. They're consuming vast quantities off these social platforms, and now is a important time in our lives to make sure that we are telling our story and engaging them there, with that hope, that community, that goodness, so that they can help fill the holes in their lives that have occurred because of the isolations. So number one, we need to post 2 times a day. We need to have stories on our Instagram and on Facebook, at least 10 a day. I wrote out, there should be 2 to 4 original story posts, and we can certainly repost customers. We can pull from archives, but we need that content. The last post we did on our story is a repost of somebody buying a large bag, and that's the only post. The post that we did 5 days ago on Instagram was about a chilled beverage that we can't sell right now, right? And so you think about cultural relevance, what can we do, right? This is excellent, and it's a great desire, but it's of a product that we can't provide, right? And so looking at that, I would prefer us to look at a strategy of the type of content that we present. One is stuff that's accessible and enjoyable by our community and customers today. Now we can have aspirations of hope and say, look, we're all gonna enjoy this amazing Rwandan chill in a month and a half together, and we look forward to it. Or even saying, look, we're gonna be giving away Rwandan chills the day we get released from this crisis at all of our shops. Everybody who retweets or posts this, you're getting it, right? Like, we could do things that create aspiration and hope, and kind of a contest that way. But just posting a drink that we can't execute on, I feel is a miss. That our old strategy, right? So let's think about that. So I want us to think about the opportunity we have by creating more content. I would love to see more about the brand, more about the do good mission, more about the community, and the storytelling around every bean and every farmer and every part of the process to bring the beans forward to today, right? We're missing a huge opportunity in the storytelling. So Jonathan, if you think about it, when you sit down with me or anybody else who just, we caught each other and we started saying, well, tell me about the coffee shop. Tell me about what this is all about. Tell me about why was Coffee Island important? Like, what did it mean? What did it mean to the community? How is the taste profile different when there's some banana leaves versus no banana leaves in the fields? That's incredible storytelling. And I believe that we have at least 30 different topics of discussion that we could go through a rotation. And you've heard me refer to the 31 before. I shared the first 7 already, so I'm going to repeat them. So we have the farmers. We can literally talk about every farmer every day for the next probably 2 months and never run out of content. The care about the land and the farms, right? There is beautiful video footage on YouTube. There's beautiful footage that has been captured and archived from all the trips, right? Like, there's great content that can help. And so I want us to really, and I would challenge us to be bold in pulling that content and then representing it, re-giving it to the world, right? Like, going back to our most popular posts and reposting them, going back to our favorite YouTube videos, downloading them and then reposting them. That was a concept and an idea that we had last week, or I think the week before, and then that fell apart with obviously all the things happening with the staff changing. So, but that's there's no work there. It is literally download it and then repost it. So minimum amount of work, yes. Is there some creativity needed in which video we should post? What's the copy we should write? How can we frame it better? Should we cut it into parts? Yes, I mean, all of that is there. That, like, you have to be, you can't just post things on and hope it all works, right? It has to be thoughtful. It has to match to certain principles and categories, and then it has to be executed and done well to be successful. But what we're lacking right now is any quantity, any volume, right? So we don't even know, we have lost our data on what is actually being engageable. So if we just took a week and posted 30 times this week, and did things about the farmers, the care of the land, about the harvest seasons. When does it stop? When does it start? How do you tell you have a good cup of coffee, right? What does a good roast look like? Talking about the coffee washers, the managers, focusing on the bean, the color, right? Your great description and walkthrough of what's boo boo boo. Like what do we care about on the color? What about the speed? Do we want to slow down? Do we want to brush the crops? How does all that flavor of the Rwandan soil then transfer into the bag? Like, why Rwanda? Why not the other countries? What does it mean to the bean? What does it mean to the humans involved? Finally, just thinking about each coffee shop location. Why are we there? What's unique about that location? We've got blue mugs in Roswell. There's a slightly different color mug in Midtown, right? Like, these personalizations are so incredible. And I'm sharing all this, as I said, like from a place of love. I think any business owner can take this lens and then apply it to their world. And I think if you look at it and you say, okay, how are we communicating to our community, right? And so let's break it down. So here would be the strategy. I've advocated, and I know we've kind of things have happened. So here would be the strategy I would recommend, Jonathan, you go with as hard as possible. 2 to 4 posts a day on Instagram. That content can come from those 31 stories that I was referring to. Should be reposts from our most popular posts. It should be decent quality. It should be culturally relevant to the timing that we're sharing it. Like, we shouldn't be sharing drinks that we can't sell. We shouldn't be posting about merchandise if we have no way to sell it. We have great coffee still roasted in bags in some of the shops, right? We could come up with a strategy of pick up a bag for X dollars so that they don't go to waste. I know there's many people that would literally just buy a bag just to support the coffee shops. They would drive there, pick it up, and leave, and they'd be super happy. They might drink half the bag. People want to help, right? It is our job as owners to communicate how they can help. Because if they can't help, respect, we'll help them. But if they can help, giving the pats the way they can help is super good. Facebook and Instagram should be on full content series, as I was describing. The use of influencers, I love. We should be cautious about just picking somebody that says they're a food influencer or a coffee influencer, but doesn't really have a big reach or an engagement on there. I love the creativity. I think we could do a lot better by reaching out to local businesses and business owners and asking them to put us up on a cosign. I think those would be super interesting, but it does require a salesperson. It does require somebody to call and make the ask. So I see that content as a huge opportunity. I implore you, as the owner, to pick up the camera and talk to it. You are an amazing speaker. You have an amazing perspective. Your story is incredible. If every day you just picked up the phone, did a live Instagram feed of you telling your story, maybe it's for 5 minutes, maybe it's for 15, and then just saying, anybody have any questions? And if you have no questions, be great. You'll see them in the comments. And then the next day, do it again at the same time. And the next day, do it again at the same time. We'll go through this beautiful story. You'll save these video feeds, and they will be usable later on to tell people why they should be engaging with this beautiful community that is the coffee shop. And it is so special, your story, and I know things are hard right now, and they're harder for some than not for others, but it's just real hard, right? Some people are in emotional deep depressions. Some people are getting sick. Some people are really having to be tight on their business finances to make it through this crisis. Right? We all have different hearts, but we all deserve and can benefit by the hope and the intensity of good that we can do together, that we can show that this too will pass, that we will come out the other side together, and we'll celebrate each other today end at that time. But when we come back together, it will be a joyous occasion. And what I desire the most for the coffee shops is to create a dialogue and a story and an engagement, almost like a morning ritual or a daily ritual where I save my time to watch your feed and I save my time to see what's going on in the story about that cup of coffee and that bean, so that every day I have something to look forward to. And I think that's so powerful. I think as a storyteller, you have that capacity. I think there is great sales opportunities in order to keep the lights on and the rent running. I think we've shared a few of these, but once you start creating this content, whatever begins to work, you can then use paid ads to intensify that reach and put in a link that leads to the website, that leads to any content that you want to then build up. And when you do that, you then open the door for now we have a brand that somebody's already believed in, and now they've got it reinforced, and then we're presenting them an opportunity where they can help. Because if they enjoy the video, they probably drink coffee, and coffee's a good deal to have delivered. And that's it. So there's so much more I would say, but I think these will help. I really was trying a visual form to convey my love and passion for the shop. And as a business owner, I know we can't make expenses that we can't incur. And I've said from the very beginning, I just want to be a partner, and long term we could do something together, or not, right? Like, I'm just trying to do good for you. I'm putting this on video so that maybe it's a better form for me to convey these ideas and the importance and value and maybe some examples. And maybe it helps one other person. So I miss our conversations. I miss the baristas. I miss the laughter in the coffee shops. And I wrote down today my top 3 places I would do once we were able to all come back together. And the first one was I wanted to eat at a table in Maine with a family, right? Just a nice group, just come together. Fantastic restaurant. My good friend Woody and Ryan there. I wanted to take my daughter to Gracious Plenty and just sit in the dining room and have fun baked goods together. And then the third thing was I wanted to come to the coffee shop, talk to the baristas, hear the laughter, enjoy an amazing cup of coffee, cappuccino, and I look forward to it. And I think we all look forward to it. So I hope you have an amazing day. I hope this was valuable. And if nothing else, just know that there's a whole lot of us rooting for you. And if there's anything we can do, we're going to keep doing it. And I hope these ideas give you some more ammunition to succeed for it. That's it.